I could be brown, I could be blue, I could be violet sky, I could be hurtful, I could be purple, I could be anything you like. I could be brown, I could be blue, I could be violet sky, I could be hurtful, I could be purple, I could be anything you like. I could be brown, I could be blue, I could be violet sky, I could be hurtful, I could be purple, I could be anything you like. I could be brown, I could be blue, I could be violet sky, I could be hurtful, I could be purple, I could be anything you like. I could be brown, I could be blue, I could be violet sky, I could be hurtful, I could be purple, I could be anything you like. I could be brown, I could be blue, I could be violet sky, I could be hurtful, I could be purple, I could be anything you like.
You're watching Poindexter Lounge. You already know. You're watching Poindexter Lounge for the unity.
Why don't you set aside an hour or two? We'll have a few drinks and a cup of coffee. I don't drink.
Hi, you're watching Poindexter Lounge. I'm choking on chicken.
Hey, you're watching Poindexter.
That's great. I don't.
You are watching Poindexter Lounge.
That's great. I don't.
You are watching Poindexter. Thanks for the lights, Jay. Churros and Call of Duty. I smell like onions and you're watching Poindexter.
That's great. I don't.
And now I'll make the point better. This joint's clever. In the lounge with Poindexter. So Poindexter Lounge, you know that we can get it in. And now I'm headed up like I'm Led Zeppelin.
Hi, you're watching Poindexter Lounge. Do you like nerd stuff? Yeah? Then you'll love this. You never know what might happen or who might show up at the lounge.
I just want to thank you for being here and being my friend. It's always good to have someone you could count on. And I'm glad you're that for me.
That's great. I don't.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention? I've just been handed an urgent and horrifying news story. And I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen. Cannonball!
Give me a bottle of anything and a glazed donut. To go.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people of all ages. Welcome once again to the Poindexter Lounge, and of course, the drive home, where today we're talking about the trailer for Beetlejuice, and of course, we'll talk about anything else you guys want to talk about, because that's what we do here in the lounge. Welcome. My name is Enosh, and it's great to have you with me today. You know, the Poindexter Lounge is a place for nerds. It's a place where you and I can get together and talk about all the things that we love. Things like TV shows, movies, games, sci-fi, fantasy, comic books, superheroes, toys, and so much more. And if those are things that get you excited, then guess what? You sound like a pretty cool person. You sound like somebody that I may want to hang out with at some point. And you know what? We can do that virtually right here. So why don't you go ahead and hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell, invite a friend or two. Like, why not? Invite a friend. Tell them, hey, I watch this thing called Poindexter Lounge. It's this Enosh guy. He's not that great, but the channel's pretty cool because he has lots of cool people on there and stuff. And so, it's all good. But hey, welcome. I'm so glad to have you guys with me. So today was a very there wasn't really much in the way of news stories today. Not a lot going on that way, but we're here anyways, and there was a trailer that dropped today, and so we're going to talk about it. I got some people who are going to be joining me here in just a little while. RJ will be joining me here in a little while, so will Austin. But for right now, it's just me. Yes, TW says seeing that opening just brings back so many fond memories, right? It's funny because I almost just dumped all that stuff and started all over again, and everything. But you know what, man, there's just something nostalgic even about that. That's how you know that you tapped into something at some point where it's there was just a rhythm, to the Poindexter Lounge. There was just a rhythm and a certain good feeling. I feel like that just resonated with everybody, man. And you know what? Good times are coming again, right? So there you go. I want to say hi to Elsa. Hi, Elsa. How you doing? What's up, Landon? What's up, Lil Sus? Lil Sus in the house. Always good to see Lil Sus. Love that kid. Love you, buddy. Yes, so Elsa is sending me a gift that she showed me, and this is really. I cannot wait to show you guys. I'm not going to tell you guys unless she says what it is in the chat. I don't think I'm going to tell you what it is until she sends it to me. But it's really cool. It's really cool. And Elsa, I just want to say thank you. It's really neat that you would send those to me. So. Oh yeah, no, you know what? No, I will never get rid of that. I almost dumped it out of StreamYard, and then I thought better of it because I was like, I don't know, it's just fun, and like and getting all those content creators, to do little, clips for me and stuff like that, just, as they were doing their thing and having them say, something about Poindexter Lounge, it's just a cool time, man. So it's very, very neat. Today I'm having such a great day. I can I just say, like, I am. Oh, I can breathe, and I know that may not sound like much, but you know what? When you've had anxiety and you've been depressed and stuff over a year and everything, like, it's so great to be able to breathe and have a smile on my face and to be enjoying life so much right now. My new job is going so well. I'm so thankful for my new job. My boss is just great. It's really cool to be getting messages during the day. Just saying, "Hey man, you did a great job on this. Wow, I can't believe you did this, or that." Like just being here. Just starting out and stuff. And then my coworkers apparently. I got a message that various people were saying very positive things about me, and man, that just means so much. And then stuff in my personal life. I mean, obviously you guys have seen Shayna and everything, around, and Shayna is just so amazing. I mean, she's so tenderhearted and just loves in a way that I can't even explain. I mean, it's just, I can truly tell you guys that, like, this relationship with Shayna has, I guess I'm just being open and honest here, I guess, since we don't have a lot of new stuff and I'm waiting for a couple guys to show up. I'll just tell you, like, this has been the most honest relationship I know that I've ever been in. I mean, we're just very clear with each other, like if something bothers us, we just tell each other and we don't get offended about it. We don't get all, butthurt about it or whatever. It's like, oh yeah, okay. You know what? You're right. And we talk about it and communicate about it. And man, it's funny how, like, you don't realize how much you need something sometimes until you have it, and I don't think I realized some things that I was missing out on personally that I needed. And, in a partner. And Shayna is those things. She compliments me so well. I mean, we compliment each other. That's the great thing. You know what I love about that is that we compliment each other. A lot of times in my life, I've been involved in things, whether or not it was being in, in bands that I've been in and ministries that I've been in, and like Poindexter Lounge and stuff, that it's like I've tried to incorporate others, right? Like I always tried to incorporate Tiffany into the things I did. Obviously, she was, part of the lounge, right, and stuff. And but people don't always appreciate that you're trying to bring them into your world, and you want to be a part of their world and stuff. And the thing is sometimes you try to elevate people up to a certain place to be there next to you, and they're just not ready for that. And I just got to say, man, Shayna just stepping in, obviously somebody like me, like I need somebody with a certain kind of skill set, with a certain kind of personality, with a certain kind of mindset. And it's amazing to me that Shayna just like knocked that wall straight down. I mean, you know what I mean? Just, she's come in and she just loves so tenderly. And I don't think I've ever been with anybody that smiles so much as Shayna does. And she's got a beautiful smile, and it's just, man, it's so good. And I'm happy, and I'm grateful for I'm grateful for her. I'm grateful for my family. You know, Landon's in here, for example. You know, and Landon and I just, God, I love that kid. And Isaac today did something that it just meant a lot to me. And he may not even know what he did, but it just, Isaac did something. And it's just like to have my boys, to have my family, to now be on the other side of a lot of this stuff is really great. So thank you all for sticking with me, for being with me. And hey, nothing but blue skies, man. You know, like, look, life throws you stuff, right? But Rocky was so right. It's not about how hard you can hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. And that's what I'm doing, right? And so I'm moving forward, man. Life is coming together, both professionally and emotionally, and my love life and my family and just all that stuff. And so I'm very, very grateful for that. I got a great church family that is so supportive. I mean, we got so many things coming up in the next couple of weeks. You know, got Easter coming up, and this week is Palm Sunday. And yeah, so it's just like there's just a lot of good. You know, it's nice to be able to sit here a year later from one of the most traumatic experiences of my life and be able to look back on it and go, man, I have grown a lot. I've done a lot of soul searching in this last year. I've seen a lot about who I am, and you know what? And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with who I am. I am at peace with who I am. Everybody doesn't have to like Enosh Fate. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. If you like me, great. Stick around. There'll be more. If you don't, hey, there's plenty of other channels. YouTube is filled with plenty of channels. So, it's like I tell people, like, you don't have to listen to me. You don't have to watch me. But you know what? If you do, something cool just might happen, and you might just be there for it. So there you go. But yeah, man, other than that, life is just moving along, man. It's almost spring. We're supposed to get some, here in Michigan, we're supposed to get a bunch of snow apparently tonight. Not looking forward to that. I hate that. But, we shall see. Yeah, also, sometimes people just they can't handle the fact that somebody else might be happy. Hey, what's up, Shayna? There she is. There she goes. Hey, it sounds great with the headphones. Good. I was hoping so. Can hear you much better. See, that's what I was hoping for. That's why I decided to use these today, because when I'm in the studio, obviously, I got the microphone, I got the whole thing. And what did you miss? Oh, all I did was sing your praises for about like 5 minutes. I just told everybody how wonderful you were and how great you were and what a great partner you are to me, and how fabulous you are and how you love in such a way that is just amazing, and how I love looking at your beautiful smile, and how I love just holding you in my arms. It's a whole love fest now. All right. Well, you know what? RJ's in the back, so he's probably sick of listening to me gush on about my love life.
Yeah, I'm here to save the stream. Hey, what's up? What's up, you guys?
Wait, hold on. Not much, man. What's up, Elsa? She goes, what did you miss? Enosh making a strip tease to all of us while he was driving. Yes. So about that Beetlejuice.
Oh, man.
Thank you, Stephen Douglas. I appreciate it. What were you going to ask?
I was going to ask, are you going to Beetlejuice if you've seen X-Men 97 yet?
No, dude, you know what, man? Like, look, with X-Men 97, I'm just being honest. I'll get to it when I get to it. Like, it's seriously not going to be anytime soon. And it's not because I hate on it or anything. It's just because I don't have a sense of urgency for it. Like, I didn't watch the original series. So like I don't want to have to go back one and watch the whole series, and so who knows? Maybe one day I will. Maybe I'll start liking it, and go back. But for right now, like I did find like a video, like a compilation video on YouTube that like in 38 minutes, 39 minutes or whatever, it like basically encapsulates the entire 90s series.
Oh yeah. Well, I will say, I had not watched. So I've seen the original animated series, but it's been a long time since I last watched it, like a decade plus. So my memory was pretty fuzzy.
Yeah.
You really don't need to watch it. I mean, it picks up right where it leaves off, yes, but I think it does a decent enough job of like setting the groundwork up to where it's like you're not too confused. They kind of like give you as much of a brief window into what just happened and where we're leaving off from, to where I don't think it's going to be that much of a deterrence to your enjoyment if you never even saw the show in the first place,
Mm-hmm. Draga, how in the world can you not like the theme song, though?
That's like saying you hate chocolate chips in your cookies. It's like part of the sauce.
Like I don't know, dude. That's I gotta say, Draga, I don't know how someone can hate the theme song to that, because that theme song is fire, dude.
I mean, it's basically the theme song.
I mean,
for
I didn't even
X-Men.
watch the show, and I know the theme.
Yeah,
for
everyone
goodness sake.
knows it.
Right? I mean, it's like, but I find it annoying. That's just me, and that's fine. I mean, if you find it that annoying.
I mean, I'll be honest. I wasn't like, I was looking forward to it, but I wasn't super excited for it. And then I watched the 2 episodes. Like, wow, this is really good. Like, this is better than it has any right to be.
Well, I will say this. I know Shayna is interested in it, but Shayna is also interested in doing a deep dive DC animated universe watching, and so she wants to like start with Batman the animated series, literally watch Batman the animated series, into whatever else, what did they do, the new Batman Adventures or whatever?
Yeah, so Batman the animated series, then it was
Superman
the animated series, then the New Adventures of Batman, then it was Justice League Unlimited.
Justice League Unlimited, yeah. So she wants to do a deep dive into that and watch all those. So that's probably the next animated thing that we do, and then we'll see, I mean, look, I like the X-Men a whole lot more now. I would understand the X-Men cartoon a lot more now than I would have back in the 90s, because I really didn't know a lot about X-Men back then.
Right.
So.
Yeah, no, I get you. Yeah, I was just pleasantly surprised by it. Are you watching Bad Batch at all this new season?
So here's the deal with the Bad Batch, man. Like, so I'm just gonna be straight up honest. Like, I'm sorry if anybody's like annoyed with me talking about it, but like, look, it's just what's happened in my life, right? So I'm just gonna be open about it. Like, with everything that's happened in the last year, honestly, there was just some things that fell off there for a while, RJ. Like you gotta realize, like, she left right in the middle of like Mandalorian, and for a while I was like, well, I'm gonna hold off watching this stuff because she may come back, right? And so, but then it was like the more and more it happened, I was like, well, I don't care. Like, I'm just going to watch it, and like, I just really didn't care at that point. So, I had to get back into some stuff. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
I understand. It took me a while to get back into stuff. But I did, and I didn't finish last season. Well, no, I did finish the last season of the Bad Batch, but I had not started this season.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so. I think we're like 5 or 6 episodes in, I want to say.
Okay.
Because it's going on until May the 4th weekend, I think, is the finale. So I could be wrong about that though, but I'm pretty sure. Yeah. But yeah, this season's been really good though. I think you'd enjoy it a lot.
Yeah, I love the Bad Batch. I love the fact that the Bad Batch has all kinds of Easter eggs in it and stuff, that has to do with stuff that people don't even know, man. People don't. I've seen a lot of people take Bad Batch for granted.
I mean, it's basically filling the gaps to how we get to episode 9. that's what that show's doing. Even now, it's basically establishing the cloning stuff. And if you know anything about the expanded universe and all that, I mean, that's where it's going.
Right. Yeah.
Still going that way.
Yeah.
So.
No. So I yeah, and that's the thing is like they've talked about Mount Tantus, where the emperor had all of his special projects, which is straight out of the EU or the EU
Legends.
the Legends stuff, and so I mean that's exactly what all that was about. So with Mount Tantus, that's where they found Jorah Saboth in Heir to the Empire. So
yeah. I don't know if I'm not even going to say because I'm assuming you haven't seen the trailer for season 3.
Mm-mm.
Okay, well, don't watch the trailer then. Just watch the show because like they I don't know why they put this in the trailer, but like there's like a massive returning character that like I never thought that we'd see again coming back. I'm like, she still hasn't shown up yet, but when she does, I'm going to be very excited. So.
Oh, Asajj Ventress.
Oh yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
You knew already. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. I have no clue what that's about because that means that one book I guess isn't canon anymore. I don't know.
Well, yeah, dude, it's like anything, man.
Which I don't mind. I don't mind, by the way. I think it's cool. I'm just saying, I know some folks are gonna be like, wait a minute, what happened?
Right. No, I get it, and that's the thing, man. It's like they're always rewriting the history of Star Wars, and stuff, and that's nothing
doesn't
new.
happen in a movie or a show. You gotta take it with a grain of salt now, a little bit. They can change it just a little bit.
I mean, pretty much, and then also, I mean, like Darth Maul, for example, like Darth Maul, we all thought was dead. He died in the movies, but like the way that they brought him back was actually smart, and. I just feel like they got to be careful how many times they just do that with all these characters, though, because there have been a lot of characters that have died seemingly and then come back, and it's like you can only do that so many times before it starts to get a little old, and then you start feeling like there is no there's no repercussions. Right.
Yeah.
So like somebody can die, and I gotta admit, like I'm not so butthurt over it. Like I've seen some people butthurt over it, but well, see now, Elsa. Here's the thing, though. He was cut in half, but we all know that he was cauterized, and they explained it very well in canon how he came back, and so I don't have a problem with that. I see what I take more issue with is all of this stabbing going on right now with lightsabers
and you're surviving, yeah.
And you just survive. I mean, like I could get it if it was once in a like if it happened once, right? Like one character. But they've done that now with a couple of characters.
Meanwhile, poor Qui-Gon gets stabbed in the gut and he doesn't make it. And he's Qui-Gon Jinn, who's even more powerful than like Sabine Wren or something.
Right. So, so it's like I understand the complaints. I do understand the complaints. I wish that maybe like instead of, Sabine getting stabbed through the, right through the abdomen, maybe she's stabbed just in the shoulder.
Mm-hmm. Well, they don't do if you notice, like, have they like ever had a character in the Disney era have like a limb cut off, like a hand or like a leg? Because, like, that used to be the way they would do lightsaber damage and you survive. You lose a limb. Like, you lose your hand or something. You know? They don't do that anymore, it seems like. They just go for, like, stabbings now.
Yeah, I don't think that anybody in the DC... Or, I mean, in the Star Wars... Yeah, in the Disney Star Wars universe is... that's a good point. That's actually a really good point.
Because back in the day, like, if you lost a lightsaber duel and you escaped, you would still lose, like, a limb. Like, Anakin and Luke lost their hands and all that.
Right.
Or you'd lose something like a leg or something, but
yeah. I mean, and welcome, Bradley.
What's up, guys?
What's up? You're absolutely right. Yeah, there are no. I can't think of any. TW can't think of any. I can't think of anybody who's just lost a limb. But yeah, there's been a couple now that have gotten stabbed, and it is what it is, right? And I guess if they can explain it. I guess what kind of bugs me about it, and like I said, again, I want to point out, like, this is not some, like, butthurt thing that's like, I want to throw out the baby with the bathwater because of it, you know, like, whatever. But I wish that they would have explained, especially Sabine, like, girl got totally stabbed, man, with a lightsaber, and they were just like, 2 days later, she's okay. Like, you know, like, at least explain it. At least make it look like she, you know, had to go through some stuff, you know, to like survive that. You know, I don't know.
Yeah, no, I get you.
Of course, you know, this is what I tell anybody. Anytime somebody starts complaining about like somebody getting stabbed or cut in half or whatever, remember that we're talking about a universe where people get limbs cut off and then they just get replaced with robotic limbs that look exactly like regular limbs and function, and apparently you can feel and everything. I mean, so nobody questions that. Nobody questions that Luke, you know, in Empire gets a new hand right after getting his hand cut off. If that happened today in Star Wars and had not been established before, and Luke, you know, say somebody gets their you know, hand cut off and got a new one, somebody would say, this is dumb. Obviously, there's no repercussions because you could just get limbs cut off and just get them replaced easy peasy. And you can feel you got, you know, I mean, like they do the test and everything and his fingers are moving. He's got, you know, reflexes and stuff, you know, so it's like, okay, you know, so we just got to remember that, right? It's a world with space wizards and lasers and, you know, planet destroying mechanisms that are the size of moons, you know, so it's Star Wars. Like George Lucas said, it's for kids.
What? It's for kids? No, it's not. It's for adult men.
Yes, it's for adult men in their 40s.
And only adult men in their 40s.
That's right. Not women. Not
no
women.
Girls
Sorry.
allowed.
No girls allowed, Elsa.
It's only for people in the midst of a midlife crisis. Okay.
Right. Right. Oh, hey, I think somebody else is in the back. I think, yes, Austin is here. What's up, Austin?
What's up, y'all?
Good to see you, my friend.
I made it home. I'm here.
Excellent.
I'm ready.
Excellent.
Oh, it's the other queer.
Wow. Wow.
Okay.
Impressive.
So, Eric, I'm gonna tell you guys all a joke. You guys ready for a joke? It's one of my favorite jokes. It's one of the favorite jokes that I tell. So, there's these 3 people. They're called the Trids. There's a mama Trid, a papa Trid, and a baby Trid. And the Trids live on top of this giant mountain, right? And the Trids decide one day that they're going to go on vacation. So the Trids, the mama Trid, the papa Trid, and the baby Trid, they all go in, they get their little Samsonite luggage, and they start packing and everything. And they go out, they head down the mountain, and they go off to wherever they're going vacation, and they have a good time. But then when they come back, in the time that they were gone, a giant, an evil giant, moved in halfway up the mountain. He put in this big castle and everything. So now the Trids are walking up the mountain to go home, and they see this giant castle, and they're like, wow. So they go up and they're like, they're walking past the castle. They're just kind of looking. And all of a sudden, the giant comes out of the castle and kicks the Trids down the hill. And the Trids are like, what the heck was that? So the Trids like get up and they're like, there's got to be some kind of mistake. So they go walking back up the hill again, and they get up to the castle, and the giant comes out of the castle, kicks the Trids down the hill. And the Trids are like, this is some BS. So now they're really ticked off, right? So now they just like get up in a huff, and they're going to storm up the hill. And so they storm up the hill, and they get all the way up there, and all of a sudden the giant comes out of the castle and kicks the Trids down the hill. They don't know what to do. They can't get home. So being Jewish Trids as they are, they go to their rabbi. And they say, Rabbi, can you go talk to this giant for us? Like, we don't understand what the deal is. We've never met the guy before. We don't know anything about the guy. He just keeps coming out and kicking us down the hill. We can't get home. The rabbi says, yes, I will go with you and try to settle your differences for you. So all 4 of them go walking up the hill, the 3 Trids and the rabbi. And all 4 of them get up to the castle. Giant comes out of the castle, kicks the Trids down the hill, and leaves the rabbi standing. And the rabbi says, evil giant, why would you do such a thing as to kick these poor defenseless little Trids down the hill and leave me, a simple rabbi, standing? The giant looks down at the rabbi and says, silly rabbi, kicks her for Trids.
I was waiting for a kosher joke, but that worked too.
It just reminded me of it because he said tricks are for kids. Because that's a joke that I have told since I was like 17.
Dear God.
Yeah, I've known that joke for a long time. I got another really funny one, but it's too long right now. So, anyways, so we're all here. We got a little bit of a
We're all
group
here and we're all queer. Wait a minute, what?
Hmm.
I'm sorry, it just came. I couldn't stop it. I mean,
You couldn't stop it.
I
It just
couldn't
happened
stop.
to you.
It just happened, It's just.
Yeah. So yeah. So we got Beetlejuice, the trailer.
Beetlejuice.
We got Beetlejuice, the trailer. What'd you guys think?
It's a teaser, that's for sure. It very, very little. Obviously, they,
It was way too short, but it was good.
We know whose funeral that was.
I told you yesterday. I told you, mother.
Well, it was. I mean, you could have easily assumed he's,
I know. I'm just kidding.
But I mean, well, wow. But yeah, no, it was a teaser. I enjoyed it. I mean, it barely showed really anything. I would love to see a surprise return of Alec Baldwin and Gina Davis in this. That would really make me happy. But I mean, I'm interested. It's Beetlejuice. I love the first one. I love Michael Keaton. The juice is loose. So yeah.
The juice is loose.
Yeah, it was like it's only like a minute long. It was really just setting up atmosphere and be like, hey, Michael Keaton's back. Okay, that's it. Bye. That's really it. Like it's like the shortest kind of teaser imaginable. But I mean,
it is the
looks
definition of a teaser.
Yeah, like they did not show very much at all. They're just like, here's Michael Keaton. Okay,
they are
end of trailer. Yeah, which I'm fine with.
End of trailer.
Yeah,
but I mean that's a teaser.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like I said,
that's a teaser. Yeah. So, I thought it was cool. Like I said, I only saw Beetlejuice just a few years ago for the first time, the first one. I thought it was good. So it's kind of cool for me to make a quick return back to this universe after just having discovered it. It was kind of like the same thing with Top Gun for me because I just watched Top Gun in 2018 for the first time. So by the time
I'm sorry,
the new Top Gun came out, I had just seen the other one. So
you weren't missing much, but I mean,
I like the first Top Gun. Come on now,
it's fine.
The first one's fine. I agree. The first one's fine. This last one, I mean, the fact that it was like hailed as a masterpiece and all that type of stuff, I was like, okay.
Hey.
Take a step back.
What weekend did that movie come out?
RJ, we both know between Haley Steinfeld and a bunch of shirtless men on a beach, you'll be happy either way, okay? So
what?
I'm kidding, RJ.
Okay.
I'm messing with you. I'm not.
No, I was gonna say, listen, you will never know the joy of seeing that.
RJ's like, how did you know?
Right.
No, I would just say, like, you'll never know the joy of seeing that movie opening weekend with a bunch of Army vets. That was crazy. Because I went to a sold out IMAX showing of that movie, and I swear to God, there was like 90% Army vets in there, and it was like the biggest party imaginable. It was like a blast seeing that movie.
I bet. I probably would have walked out.
Those Army vets were like that. That was their like Avengers Endgame, man. It was crazy.
That would have been a little much for me.
So I mean, like, look, the trailer looks good. It seems to have all the characteristics there that you need. Everybody looks the part. Everybody looked really great. I thought that what's her name being added to the cast. I mean, she looks like she's going to fit in pretty well with that cast.
Jennifer Ortega.
Jennifer Ortega. I know everybody's like all about Jennifer Ortega.
I think it's just Jenna.
Sorry,
I don't think it's Jennifer.
It's Jenna, not Jennifer.
Whatever her name is, she's okay. She's okay. I don't think that she's like the end all be all that some people think she is, but she's okay. I don't have a problem with her either.
I really liked her in that Pearl movie. She was great in was it Pearl or X? X.
She's in X, yeah.
X, that's right. She was great in X. You know what else? I wasn't too crazy about Wednesday. That was all right. I mean, I think she plays the character well, but
I like Wednesday for the most part. I like about 85% of that show. Only 15% I didn't like was some of the more CW stuff with like the romance and love triangle stuff. I'm just like, yeah, we don't need that. And that's why, like, even she said, yeah, going into season 2, let's just focus on the horror and the mystery, less CW teen drama. We don't need that. That's why she's like more involved in the second season. You know?
Yeah, no, I like. I'm trying to think what else she's been in that I recognize her for. Like, super recognize. I know Bradley likes her from that show. She's in that show.
There was this one movie that was
movies.
coming out that looked like really disturbing called Miller's Girl, where she plays a student that tries to like set up her teacher to be
She's
like
trying to get with her teacher.
Yeah, she's trying to get with the teacher to like blackmail him or something. And that was like very disturbing. That trailer was just very creepy. So
He's good in the Scream movies too.
Scream.
Yeah.
I like her.
Yeah,
in
Scream.
I do like her in Scream.
See, you know what? I mean, she was okay. To me, she was okay in Scream. I'm just going to be dead honest with you. Like, she's just not somebody who's like really on my radar.
How dare you?
I like her. I like her better than I like Zendaya.
What?
So there you go. There's that, I guess.
What the hell's the problem with you? We got a problem with Zendaya?
Zendaya sucks. Zendaya, whatever. Just you know what? Just call her whatever you want. Just
all right.
I could do without her.
For this conversation, you're an honorary gay. All right, everybody, defend the Zendaya.
I'm sorry. I am not impressed by Zendaya or whatever her name is.
I mean, her worst role by far is MJ. Like, that's by far her worst role. But outside of that,
she was really bad in this one. She was really bad in this one. I remember.
Dude,
oh no,
I was having a good day, Enosh. A good day.
I mean, she's good in Euphoria. She like I like her as MJ, although I know it's not popular. I mean, it's not like an acting powerhouse performance. It's it's an underwritten character.
She's just there. But Euphoria is phenomenal.
She's great in Dune and Dune 2.
Dune
like Dune 2.
She's phenomenal.
Oh god.
Triton, that's great. That's great. Yes, Zendaya is a personality vacuum. She can suck the joy out of a kid's birthday party.
What are you people talking about? Good God.
That's awesome. That is
awesome.
She's
really good in Dune 2, though. Like, Dune 2 might be one of her best performances. I
that's
thought
for a
she was
movie.
Really good in that movie.
She's got Challengers coming out, which she looks great in.
I can't wait to see Challengers. My God.
Sydney Sweeney. Like, I don't think any of them are great actresses. Sydney Sweeney is at least nice to look at. I guess like all of them. I don't know. It just seems like there's a lot of young actresses right now who are all kind of cut from the same cloth. Like, even if they're like different, even though they're different ethnicities, even like they all seem to be kind of cut from the same cloth, where they're all just kind of boring. They don't really do anything spectacular. They're just kind of there. And we're waiting for them to have like a real breakout role, like to do something that really challenges them. And I know some people are going to say like Zendaya, her role is probably going to be Dune or whatever. You know what I mean?
Euphoria. I would say Euphoria.
Or Euphoria or whatever.
Yeah,
you know,
Euphoria.
I just don't care for her. I don't believe her in a lot of roles, to be honest with you. Like, I don't believe her as just being like the girl, in a story. You know what I mean? Like, she doesn't come across that way to me. I guess it's the same for me, like with like even like people like Arnold Schwarzenegger, right? Like when they try to put Arnold Schwarzenegger as just like the everyday guy, I don't believe that. You know what I mean? Like it's over the.
He works better when he's in roles like Commando, where he's like
right.
It's like this is the military guy. He's like a
right, and that's not to say that there's not big Austrian guys that can be around. I'm just saying, like,
he's not the everyman.
Right. He's not the everyday guy, right? And so I'm not knocking Casale. I am not knocking the Terminator. Don't worry about it. I'm just saying he's better suited for Terminator. But but that's things you could put him in ironic roles like Twins or Kindergarten Cop, for example, where he's a cop, but it's still a comedy, right? I mean, it's like, and I can still enjoy that. It's just that like when I don't know, just some of the roles that he plays sometimes are like that. And so there's a lot of these female roles that just seem to be just kind of blah, that they're not really that there's really not much substance to them. And so you just kind of have all these young females kind of playing the same roles over and over and over again. And I would really like to see something different, that their breakout role doesn't have to be some weird thing. You know what I mean? When I think about that, I think about like everybody acts like for a breakout role, you got to have like some like weird movie like Black Swan, right? And that was their big breakout where they, showed their chops. It's like everything doesn't have to be some weird thing. Just
No, I think she'll probably get. I think Challengers will be a good one for her, for Zendaya, because it's kind of like she's playing a tennis player, love
it's more
triangle
like a drama,
type thing. It's a
sports
drama,
yeah.
Eric's right. A lot of great actors come from comedy. I mean, you think about the actors who put their, who had great comedy chops, put their time in, and then all of a sudden turned a corner and became a serious actor.
I mean, kind of. I mean, I would only say like for that, like Jim Carrey and Robin Williams, probably, or
Tom Hanks.
But he started it. Okay, where are we talking starting comedy? Because if we're talking like starting stand-up, improv, and all that, Tom Hanks started in drama school and
I'm just talking comedy in general. I'm just talking comedy in general.
Movies.
Oh
no. Tom Hanks started off.
Wasn't one of Tom Hanks' first movies Joe versus the Volcano?
Yeah. He started doing comedy movies. Yeah.
No, he started doing comedy TV shows. He was in Bosom Buddies. He did sitcoms. He was in all kinds of. That was all he did. He didn't do anything serious until after he became a big name.
Well, also, I'm not the biggest Tom Hanks fan, so no.
I mean, I'm just saying, like Tom Hanks is actually the quintessential poster boy for that, because he's probably one of the best at it. Having gone from a comedy background where he was in nothing but comedy, The Burbs, Money Pit, Joe versus the Volcano, Dragnet, Bosom Buddies, obviously. What else has he been in?
The Mermaid movie.
The Mermaid, yeah. I mean, there were a lot of comedic aspects to that movie. Big, yeah. So I mean, like. Yeah, and then he just got to a point where it was like all of a sudden he got a couple of serious roles, and then people were like, "Holy crap, Tom Cruise can act!" A Bachelor Party, yeah, that's another one, man. Dragnet, Nerd Cosa Nostra. Dragnet to me is, God, I love Dragnet. I love that movie. I can't help it. Like, I'm not even like a big Dragnet fan from like the TV show Dragnet. But that movie holds a special place in my heart for the time that it came out, and I just really like. Yeah, he was Woody. It's been a lot of comedic.
I forgot the title. There's a lot of mermaid movies. Okay, it's a lot of mermaid movies.
The Mermaid movie.
Yeah, I forgot the title.
These kids nowadays not even knowing the names to.
At least I know it exists.
That's it, Eric. Once he was in Philadelphia, that was the role. And see, that's what I would love to see for some of these actresses nowadays. For some of them to like get a role, man, that they can really sink their teeth into and really show their chops, So.
Well, did you ever see Wednesday on Netflix? No, it's not a big Addams Family person.
No, I was never into Addams Family or the Munsters or any kind of that kind of thing. No, I didn't even like the old, like the movies, over my lifetime, the 90s and the 2000s.
Oh, you didn't like the Raul Julia movies?
No, I didn't even care for them. I didn't. I think I watched like one, and I just was like, like I just really didn't care. It was just never a thing. I never cared about those characters, I should say. You know what I mean? Like I was never. It just. I love the Munsters, not the Munsters, the Addams Family pinball machine.
You like the pinball machine, but not the movies. Okay.
The pinball from the Addams Family movie is fantastic. It's a
I like-
great pinball machine.
I like the Broadway show and not the movies.
There you go. So you know what, Elsa, it's interesting that you bring up Quiet on the Set because I'm actually very interested in watching that. Very interested in watching. I have not seen it
I
yet.
plan on checking it out myself. My mom watched it, and she said it's a pretty hard watch, but it's pretty interesting. It's not something that's easy that you can just sit down and watch out of nowhere. You got to be kind of prepared for it. It's not an easy watch, you know. But
yeah,
I definitely want to watch it, but I mean, look, I'm not saying like what happened to Drake Bell and all that stuff was awful and terrible, but you know, it's kind of weird that you choose him to be the poster boy for it.
yeah, but I mean, if you think about it,
Well-
like he's probably the biggest name outside of Amanda Bynes, and I don't think Amanda Bynes wants to really talk about anything with anybody. So
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
So it's like, you know, I mean, I get it, because he's got his own legal stuff going on that's not great, but
yeah,
that doesn't come out of nowhere. I think is the point, though. I mean, it's not excusing it. It's not excusing what he did. I'm just saying, like,
no, I know, man. You know that. Look, you know what? That whole thing is. Gosh, man, there's just.
But you know what I'm saying, though, like if that's all you've ever known, you know, there's a pipeline where victims of that have become abusers later on in life. I think is the point I was trying to make. You know, it doesn't excuse it. I'm just saying it makes sense.
Yeah, I got like 4 episodes in. I got to the Drake episode, and it's pretty hard to watch, to be honest.
Really?
Yeah, it's one of those things. I don't know if anyone's ever watched Surviving R. Kelly, but it kind of reminded me of that documentary.
Surviving what?
Surviving R. Kelly.
Oh, I
the
haven't
R.
seen
Kelly
that one.
documentary.
No, I haven't seen that
one
one.
was
Oh, that's a brutal documentary.
Yeah,
That's a brutal documentary.
So my question is this though: if Dan, if like they got all this stuff on it, like, what's going on with that?
Well, supposedly, the show mostly goes into a little bit about Dan, but the majority of it so far has been about Brian Peck, and 2 other pedophiles that were on the show. They do include a lot about Dan, but most of it has been about really Brian and Jason Handy. But the first 2 episodes highlight Dan a lot. But he's definitely like very highlighted. But it seems like they're trying. I think they're going to go for a second season here.
Well, and the whole thing with Dan is that, like, I guess this is dealing with, these are the people that actually touched kids and did that type of thing.
And these people actually got criminal charges. That's the important distinction too.
Yeah.
Dan Snyder.
Well, that's what I was
got...
wondering because everybody goes on and on and on and on about Dan, right?
Well, he cultivated this culture.
He's the one who cultivated the culture.
It.
But he's also, in the eyes of a lot of people, he's the one that kind of got away. That he never formally got charged with anything.
You know, he would make a lot of inappropriate jokes, and just the culture he created was not one that
the foot massages and the pool stuff. Yeah, there's some.
Yeah, it's not one that kids should be a part of.
Well,
it's an adult culture that he created.
The crazy thing is that
these kids grew up in it.
Yeah, and the crazy thing, Enosh, and I don't know if you, Bradley, and Austin saw this, but right when the final episode came out, he was ready to respond to it. Dan Snyder. I guess he has a YouTube channel that like nobody knew about, right? So he did an interview with an actor from iCarly who interviewed him to talk about Quiet on the Set, where he tried addressing everything. Yeah. And it was just so bizarre to watch that because it felt so rehearsed.
Oh, you're muted, Enosh.
And it was just very weird. Because, like, it wasn't like an impartial interview. It's like, okay, you're going to be interviewed by somebody that you worked with in the past on a show.
Say that again. Hold on. Say that again because you cut out when you were starting to talk about Dan. So.
Oh, no. I was just saying he had a YouTube channel and he did an interview with a cast member from iCarly to address the stuff from that documentary. And it just felt very weird and rehearsed. Mm-hmm. And it didn't feel very impartial because it was in his own house where they conducted it, and it was like he's being interviewed by somebody who he's worked with in the past. You know, it was just It was just a very weird video, you know.
Jimmy Seville.
Yeah.
Who is that? Who is Jimmy Seville? Why does that name sound familiar? I don't know. I can't think of where. I don't know, Eric. I don't know who that is right off the top of my head. Maybe if you refresh my memory, I don't know.
But I will say this, like Elsa, said, yeah, a lot of celebrities wrote letters when the court case happened for Brian Peck in support of him and stuff. And like, look, I obviously, it's not good and all that, but like, look, you never know somebody really until like something like, like, I'm not trying to defend, but like,
well, I know
maybe not all of these people like were that, they believed that he was a good guy and he was this and blah blah blah, and people can put on very good fronts. Just for,
it reminds me when
Danny Masterson recently just had Ashton Kutcher and all these other people write him letters, and that like.
Yeah, that's what I was going to bring up too. There was that whole controversy where they signed that letter, basically pleading for him not to. Wasn't it that letter that Ashton Kutcher and Millie Kunis signed
Well, they
for
basically
Danny Masterson about the charges, like trying to reduce them?
They talked on his it wasn't a reduction. It was they talked on his character as the person that we know is not abused, not this, blah blah blah, and we know him as this, and that's what those letters are, right? So whatever these guys wrote about Brian, they said, okay, this is the Brian we know is this and that. He's not the and that's what the defense. So it's all stuff of how people perceive this person, like, and until evidence and all that stuff comes out, it's. And I'm sure some of them probably feel pretty bad. It's not like they were probably doing.
There's a lot of people. There's a lot of people because I guess they convinced the court to unseal the list of people who wrote letters about Brian, and they pretty much name off a big chunk of the list, at least all the big names, at least. And James Marsden's one of them. There's a few other big names on there, but a few of them also came out and they were like, if I knew what I knew now, when I was told about the letter and when I was told about these things happening, I wouldn't have written it, because these people are being fed disinformation by these big powerful circles that are putting things in their ears. And so it's I know a lot of people are going to come after these people, and I think they already have on Twitter. I've seen a few of them go after James Marsden already, and it's just they need to take these things in consideration at the same time.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. No, I hear you, man. That's I definitely wanted to check out the documentary, but man, that's too bad that's that rough. I mean, like geez, I don't know. It's sad, right? I mean, it's sad in any form, and but that's isn't that the so
you froze there, Enosh.
Yeah, I was going to say you cut out.
My back. I'm back.
Yeah, you're back. Yeah, you're back.
But yeah, no, I was saying like people aren't always who you think they are.
Yep.
Yeah.
And, it's rough. But well, guys, so I am home and I got to get going. So it's kind of a good thing that there wasn't much news stories going on today anyway. So
right.
So I guess I got some homework to do to watch some stuff and get back with everybody. But we'll see what happens tomorrow. I don't know. Is there anything dropping that we know of?
Tomorrow, I'm not sure. I'm sure there'll probably be some other. We might get
quiet.
Like
Be so quiet.
Get the
quiet. Was it?
We might get a Penguin trailer or something.
What's her name? Bjork.
Yeah. I know Ghostbusters comes out this weekend, so that should be fun.
Ghostbusters is out.
You know what? I saw a dude that that wasn't a dude. It was I think it was like Screen Rant. Like had an article today explaining the ending of Ghostbusters.
Is the movie even out yet?
Yeah, it came. It is. Yes, it came out Wednesday night instead of a Thursday night.
Okay,
So
okay.
yes, that's why.
But
it's,
still, that's
So
still early.
Ghostbusters is technically out right now.
Technically,
exactly.
I
Yes.
guess, but
Yes.
still.
So here's my point. It's Thursday. Screen Rant. Guess what? Maybe don't, I don't know, spoil the whole freaking movie. It literally, like I started reading this article because I was looking for stuff, and I was like, oh, it's something about Ghostbusters. But then it was like literally explaining, so these people did this and this and this and this and this in the movie, and this is what the villain does, and and the ghost and whatever, and this is what it sets up for the future. And I'm like, are you freaking kidding me right now? Like, I expect that from, some of the people I stream with, sometimes. Spoil something for me. We're not freaking, again, it's these news outlets that barely qualify. Anyways. But hey, everybody, be good. Thank you guys for being here. I appreciate you guys showing up. I mean, it's an hour. And hold on. In 5 hours. But I'm pre-gaming.
Get to chugging, Larry.
All right. Good to see you, Larry, by the way. All right, guys. Well, hey, I'm going to get going because I got stuff to do tonight, but I love you all. Like I always say, don't let anybody tell you that your fandom doesn't matter. Don't tell anybody that your fandom doesn't matter. But seek to have good conversations. Treat everybody with some respect. If you do that, there'll always be a place for you here in the Poindexter Lounge. Until next time, stay nerdy.